Whoa, that was close. So yeah, the guy with the broken bone will sleep and all that stuff. But he will not work. He'll eat. He'll be a pain in my butt, but he won't work. I'm guessing that I just had a few of these not planted yet or something, and the bioplastics kept going there. There should be some bioplastics being made sometime soon, hopefully. Bioplastics! So I'm going to disable this structure so that the workers don't work here instead, so they actually work at the bioplastics area. And this sort of enables you to mold the queues to where you need them. And I believe the unhappy ones will actually work less. Just waiting on you workers to get these bioplastics out. Got a full load of starch just waiting for you. I don't see a lot of ores, so I'm not going to turn off the mine just yet. I at least need one other bioplastic. There's an extra ore. There's a bioplastic. So now that that's built, the injured will go and lay down. And sometimes they actually, if they're like sick and their symptoms have abated, then their health will slowly go back up automatically. But in this case, broken bone keeps him sort of steady until it's fixed. Now he's fixed. He uses one of the medical packs. And that'll bring us to our next important build. After, of course, this little thing, which isn't all that important. Our next important build is going to be the lab. So I'm going to go ahead and build it off in this direction. But I like to build the large one because you can pack a lot of stuff in here. So it requires 3 of each total. So I'm guessing that means a shortage. Because we're still waiting for one over here. There used to be a tool that you could actually sit here and mark certain buildings as a priority, but I believe they kind of fixed the queue, so they took that away. Alright, so this is the water tank. It basically captures any excess from the water pump, and provides it back to the base whenever there's a bit of a shortage. Alright, so this means that there is a sandstorm. I'm going to go ahead and disable this guy. Sandstorms are dangerous for the units. They'll actually take damage over time, as well as bots. Keeping that off makes sure that nobody has a reason to go outside besides building this. But I don't have a command center to sort of set an alert to tell them not to go outside. So this guy is probably going to take quite a bit of damage. We're going to go ahead and turn this off so he can't go outside, because everybody is inside right now, including the bots. So he's just going to have to wait. And I don't believe this does any damage to the actual outside buildings. But things like these power plant do require repair kits, or spare parts, I believe, in order to get repaired. So that'll be our next major goal also, is to build repair kits. Or get a factory up to build repair kits. Alright, sandstorm is abating, but it's not done. And disabling these does increase our power intake, makes it where we don't have so much power consumption. Alright. We survived. So we do have 10 spare parts for repairing these items. And the power sources, or whatever you want to call them, power generators, are the only things that really require the spares at this time. So we are living in a little bit more luxury, so I'll go ahead and create some more beds. We have enough for everybody to sleep at once. And I'll also get started on creating a medicinal plant so we can start creating some health kits. Because if you don't have the health kits, you're not going to be able to repair broken bones, apparently. So now we do have a shortage of bioplastic. And as the quality of this solar panel goes down, it does produce less. So he's actually going out right now to repair it, even though it's already just as good. Kind of wish I could make it where it waits till the next level to repair. So these are technologies, just so you can look at it, technologies that you can buy, trade for, in order to be able to produce these items. And they usually are very expensive, because they're a one-time purchase. So this is our total power. Interesting. Disable non-vital structures. Didn't know that. Enable all structures. Oxygen. So that's our oxygen levels, how many people we can support off that one oxygen creator, which is okay, but it does still have sort of a lacking effect the further out you go from the oxygen. It takes a longer time to fill up the oxygen levels in a part that's far away. So the storage looks like it's getting fairly full, but it's actually only at 25%. They can stack them quite a bit. Medicinal plant is now built. It only creates one medicinal plant, which turns into one medical supply. So we're waiting for some metal. There's nobody working in the mine, but the more people work in the mine, the faster the production goes. Looks like everybody's just kind of standing around or asleep, so they're just taking their time off, relaxing. Go ahead and build an extra spot there. So the idea, obviously, is as you grow your base, you're going to need more people, which means you're going to be recruiting. Eventually we'll start actually taking on visitors and providing stuff for them, and they'll provide us money for that services. So right now you don't really have money, because nobody's really paying for anything. Everybody's just kind of doing a job and surviving. It's their job to make sure everything's good, that people can live. But eventually we'll start selling services, and then you'll be able to buy, or selling products even, and then you'll be able to buy the items that you need from other people with the money. So again, what we are currently doing is we have 2 milestones, and I believe the requirement to get past this is 5. I'm just trying to look at the layout on my base and decide where a good second entrance would be and what for. But at the same time, I'm still focused on getting this guy completed and then going on to the factory for spares. And the factory also makes robots, so we can sort of increase our production there. Power storage is low, but not too low. Not really worried about it. And this, of course, is the wind speed. So the stronger the wind, if you had turbines, the more power you're going to get from. You can build smaller solar panels and just more of them. It's just each of them require repair kits. The smaller ones require repair less. But still, overall, you're repairing more items and so forth. So I tend to go with the bigger items, take up less space, and do more overall, even though they cost more. More bang for your buck, so to speak. Alright, so these guys are going to be where we, they're also going to need our biologist attention, but they're going to be where we get meat from. And I believe that without the meat, your guys will actually start suffering from malnutrition. But this will also greatly increase your amount of food that you're creating, or that you're, yeah, pretty much that you're creating. I'm just going to fill in the areas there to make sort of a full cafeteria. And that is a workbench so that it can create more medical kits. So obviously we don't have any bioplastics and we only have 1 piece of metal. So it's going to take a while to get that all created. Have another person with a broken bone, but we have the means to fix them. Alright, so I let it run a little bit. Pretty much not much has happened really. Built a few things. I got the medical workbench going on, but our doctor hasn't come and worked on it because only the doctors can. We do have the biologist working on our tissue synthesizer, which was sort of our lab created chicken. And then we have another one waiting to be built as well. Those will probably create some burgers. I went ahead and created a rice pad because our starches weren't being created very quickly. But now we got a little bit more starches coming. The rices will be higher maintenance, but a little bit faster creation. But the pea pad is a little higher maintenance than that and faster creation, so. Alright, so let's go ahead and create some beef on this one. I don't think it really matters which meat you choose. But the variety is good, as they say. I believe it does affect the morale. So we are having a little bit of power issues in the early mornings. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on getting a wind turbine up. And I'm going to do the largest one we can create. Now there are larger versions of both of these. It's just you have to have the patent for it. But I believe we'll be okay with the combo wind turbine solar. Alright, so we have a sandstorm. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and turn off this guy. There is a guy outside though, so I can't really do much about that. There are ways that you can actually detect the sandstorms coming a little early, sort of an early warning system. And then there's ways to just make it where people don't want to go outside. Including the bots. So he's going to take a bit of a health hit. It's going to be slow. And then of course everybody else is going slower. He's probably going to break. Yep, he broke. So there's the engineer. He's probably going to go outside now to try to fix him. Or to deliver the rest of that. Or even pick up the other packages. Not really sure what's going on. Okay, yeah, he's going to fix him. He's going to pick up the package. So he's not injured enough, really, to go to the medic, I don't think. I don't know, let's see if he goes. Yeah, it looks like he is. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just like, that kind of hurt. Maybe do I need it? Nah, maybe not. So this worker's going to try to carry the metal to the turbine. Bad time to have a sandstorm, huh? Of course, when is a good time? And as you can see, the food is kind of building up here because our production is higher than our consumption. That does come in handy whenever you start doing trading, because then you can start selling the food even though it's pretty cheap. Get your butts inside. The sandstorms do not, however, increase the generation of the wind. I believe it does max it out, but I've seen it sometimes where it's just like, it's a medium-sized wind. Just a lot of sand, maybe. Alright, so we have that extra boost of power. It's actually generating power now at night. So we probably won't have to worry about power as much now. Almost definitely won't. Still generates just enough to keep us afloat, but sometimes. So everybody's good. We do have one person, but like I said, they should be healing as they're in the bed, because they don't actually have a condition that's keeping their health low. See, it is going up slowly. And our biologists need to get on that stuff, because we lost a batch of tissue, it looks like. So let's see. We are down to 7 spares. So we're going to go ahead and look at creating a factory. And again, with the factory, I don't really build large ones because you don't really need to at first. Go ahead and do this. Connect it to here. That'll be pushing our bioplastics again, but oh well. And we'll sort of cut through time a little bit. Alright, so we got a factory all built. So the first thing we're going to do is pop down a spares workshop. Now with the workshop, we do have the ability to set limits on how much is produced. Let's see, that requires just metal and plastic. It used to be just right there. Recycle, edit, disable, prioritize work. See, there's the prioritize button. So let's go ahead and look at manufacturing limits. So right now it's making infinity of whatever. Medical supplies, might as well make infinity of it because, yeah. Spares, I'm going to go ahead and set it at 10. Semiconductors, 5. Guns, 2. Bots, 2. Maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see. And you can edit them as you go to determine, you know, your growth. So you can assist in your growth. So he's already making an additional spare using 1 bioplastic and 1 metal. Which is cool, you know, whatever. So we have the factory up and going. We don't need to create semiconductors right now because we're not making bots right now either. So the next building we're going to look at, robotics factory. That's where we create the robots. This one doesn't create the robots. It kind of has its own facility for repairing and creating robots, which the repairing is pretty useful. It makes it where your engineers don't have to go out and fix them all the time. But I believe the next one's going to be the control center, so that we have a bit of control on whether they're leaving the station or whatever during events. And we just need a small one because control center, all it really does is it controls some of the major... you know what? Let's make a big one. S&Gs. We'll make a large one because we like to be large and in charge. Alright, so the control center, like I was saying, it does house security. It does house the control to tell people not to go outside because there's dangers. It also has sort of a surveillance thing for security, and houses gun racks for security, houses controls for some external systems that you can build later on that require monitoring. Those are usually monitored with engineers or scientists, I believe. Or something. So obviously our power's doing great. Not worried about it at all. So until they get that built, we'll go ahead and just speed up time. Alright, so we have the command center built. And as you notice, it's probably a little less oxygen reaching it. But according to our, let's see, what is it? Charts? No. Grid. And we can support 30 people, so might be a little limited as far as how fast the oxygen gets there, but we should be good. So we have our security console, which I guess we can go ahead and place down one. And then our gun cabinet. Sort of just like future idea. We don't really need anything else because we don't have a radio or a telescope yet. Radios make it where we can communicate for people in emergencies and so forth. And otherwise, I think it's about time because our stuff is getting pretty full. About 53% full there on food. Just food, mainly. Spare parts occasionally, you know, but mostly food. I mean, look at those vegetables. 54 vegetables. So we need to get trading. Pyramid, huh? They used to have a monolith, yeah. That's weird. Huh. Lightning rod, I guess? That's a new risk. Our power actually got low because we had no wind. So a telescope detects incoming disasters, allows anti-meteor laser to aim and destroy them. Let's see. Otherwise, we're gonna need a landing pad. Wow, we actually ran out of power. That's a surprise. Might want to get more batteries, or just one more battery. So, So now that we have this little item, we can actually turn on the base warning system. Yellow alert will keep all colonists indoors. Medics and guards will stay on duty for a little longer. So anybody that's outside will immediately come back inside, and so forth. The screen will flash a little bit of a yellow. It's okay. So, just because we're having a few power issues, I'm going to go ahead and pop out a power station, which it looks like we're actually having a bit of trouble with our resource management on that aspect, but it's okay. We'll be okay. Wish I could squeeze it in here. Might be able to squeeze it back here, because that's an endpoint as well. Or actually, I think it cannot be an endpoint, but we want it to be one, so squeeze one back here, connect it here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just get all my building stuff all set up for what we need. Do a landing pad out here. This is more of our private landing pad. That's not for commercial use, it's mainly just for trading and recruiting. So it'll have a pathway right to the front door there. Alright, so once this sandstorm stops, they'll go ahead and start building again. And I'll I'll speed up time so we can get there. Turn off the alarm here. Oop, that's not where it's at. There we go. And it'll take a while for us to get Alright, so we got the last two items all built up. I went ahead and turned off the landing pad until this one got built. We're having a bit of, still having power issues, so this will probably help us on those low times because our base is consuming more power. And our storage is still filling up quite a bit. Our bioplastics are coming along a little better than our metal right now because we've been building heavy metal used items. So we'll go ahead and turn on our landing pad. We'll designate our landing conditions. This is sort of for our colonist recruiting. I don't see anything too wrong with it, except for we might want more engineers, or medics than engineers. And biologists are needed, workers are needed, almost as much. So we can't have any visitors in this one, but we can have colonists and traders. And traders will just make it where we can sell some of this extra stock. Alright, so until then, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here for now. Because we've had a long playthrough, and now we'll go ahead and split this into different episodes. But for now, we'll go ahead and just say that is that. And until next time, we'll go ahead and save our progress, I guess. Thanks for joining me as usual. Remember to like, subscribe, or share what you enjoyed, and do whatever you need to catch the next one. Until next time, though, have a good one.